Hello and welcome to the Rival Recap Show 2022. We talk Gentlemen's Club football all day, all the time. I am your host, Brian, and guys, week one is in the books. This is the official episode one of the Rival Recap Show, the 2022 season. I couldn't be more excited to be here with you guys. Guys, what an amazing week one it was. I mean, we had some teams really pop off. We had some stinkers, but guys, it's only week one. There's no reason to panic. There's no reason to go crazy. All of our rosters are more or less intact. We definitely had some guys leave the games on Sunday. Najee Harris, T. Higgins of mine, Keenan Allen left the game, Alvin Kamara, Dak Prescott, just to name a few. Dak is the only one, I think, with an actual confirmed injury that'll miss multiple weeks. So be interesting to monitor the rest of those guys. And guys, a little change of the show this year, so we're going to talk through some things that I want to go over. Top score of the week, Joe, with I believe about 147 points. Nice week, Joe. Low score, James Ortiz, 83 points. 83 points means James Ortiz will be paying out the long 20. And you know who he's paying it to? Matt Lynch. Jerry Jeudy, 68-yard touchdown on Monday Night Football. The second longest touchdown of the week. That actually belonged to Robbie Anderson, but that man was unrostered week one. I believe he just got picked up this morning. And so Ortiz, not only did you lose Game 7 of the Latin Bowl to Mr. Lynch, you will be also sending him $20. So that's some awesome stuff there. Individual high score of the week, Justin Jefferson, 39 points. Good stuff. Spencer Sklar, something we'll be tracking this year, is the individual score each week. Low score of the week, low start of the week. I believe it's a tie between Cam Akers at 0 and Irv Smith at 0. I saw Johnny axed Irv Smith this morning, so goodbye, Irv Smith. And Cam Akers, 0 points for Tony. Let's see what he does week 2. Does he start him? Does he not? That sucks. That people thought he was really just going to be the RB1 there. And Darrell Henderson's job, I guess. So, see how that unfolds as the season is upon us. And guys, just like that, I'm going to send it over to our new employee. Really excited to have this guy join us this year to help me out with the recapping of the matchups. And without further ado, I'm just going to send it over to him. Here we go. Thank you, Brian. My name is Ryan, and I am here to assist in recapping the matchups this year. Yes, guys, my name is Ryan, and I am the new employee of the Rival Recap Show. Do you really think we would hire outside the family? Absolutely not. We are a family business here at the Rival Recap Show and the production team, and I am just so excited to be the one to... Oh my. I gotta stop looking at turtles. Okay, let's close that out. And, whoa, close that. What the fuck are you been looking at on the internet? Please close that out. We are professionals here at the Rival Recap Show. Thank you. All right, and now we're ready to get into the matchups. And as always, we start with Brian's matchup, guys. And the Steens lost 123 to 149 to the high score of the week, Joe Nardoli, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And wow, he had a great week. His team absolutely performed. 33 points from Saquon. Was it a great pick? We shall see, but so far so good. A bunch of decent performances from his other guys. Travis Kelce, great week. A.J. Dillon with the touchdown and 149 points, high score in the week. Joe, other side. Brian, no one on your team did particularly amazing, but you still put up 123 points, and you had 2 guys leave the game. So if those guys stay healthy, your team could be all right. Next matchup, guys. It's Ian versus Sedano. Mormon Soakers versus Victims in the Night, 124 to 105. Ian, his high score was DeAndre Swift and then Stephon Diggs on Thursday night, both with 26 and change. Johnny, nothing too crazy going on your team. 0 points from Irv Smith is a huge blow. Antonio Gibson looked good, and maybe you'll be running a 3-headed running back machine. And you had some decent guys on the bench, and it's not 105 points is not great, but I think you'll be all right, as will the rest of everybody. Debo's Bike Rentals versus the Darnold Palmers. It's John versus Charlie. John with yet another interesting team name this year, excuse me. And you had 30 points from Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, 141 receiving yards. I believe that is more, I saw the stat, than the Packers wide receivers combined. Wow, Aaron Rodgers has got to be pissed about that. Charlie, some uninspiring stuff out of your guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the only one doing anything with 20 points. You end up with 91. It was pretty messy all over the field. Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are both not viable fantasy quarterbacks, so let's see if Charlie makes a change there. And, good win for Rest. Start 1-0. 108 and getting a win. I mean, that's fine. Yak United versus the Tokyo Knights. 112 to 91. Christian over Mike. Christian, great week behind Patrick Mahomes, 34.9 points, the second leading scorer on the week. West on the other side, we had some quarterback woes. Dak left the game, 4.46 points. Did not look good even when he was in there. Going to miss some time. I saw Weston already picked up Carson Wentz. So Weston might be riding quarterback carousel this season, but Wentz actually looked pretty good. What do you have, 4 touchdowns in week 1? So who knows? Maybe he'll be your guy. And yeah, Christian, I mean, but other than that, there really wasn't, other than the quarterbacks, there really wasn't too much to talk about in this matchup. No one did particularly great. Miles Sanders actually looked pretty dang good for the Eagles, and Javante was nice on Monday Night Football. But yeah, Weston, a guy who got a lot of votes out of the draft because of his Mixon and Javante picks, both guys did well, but the rest of his team was just pretty trash. So hopefully that can pick up. Another guy who got a lot of votes out the gate and also did trash, Ortiz, 83.5 points to Lynch's 128. Pay Dirt takes the first win over the Mooney Tunes. Pay Dirt is 1-0. The Latin Bowl guys, Game 7, huge win for Lynch, and really just put Ortiz to bed in this one. I mean, Ortiz, 31 points out the gate out of Josh Allen. He was riding high, and then all of a sudden, this team, the next highest score is 14 points. Many guys in single digits. I'm seeing 1.1. I'm seeing 1.8. You know, Kamara also left that game, I think. Him and Aaron Jones combining for 18 points can't be what you want out of your first 2 rounds. And then other side, Lynch, just everyone did well. Cooper Kupp, 31 points. He got 15, 16 out of his running backs. If James Conner and Chubb can do that every week, and Cooper Kupp's himself, Lynch is going to have another phenomenal season. Jerry Jeudy, 20 points, and won him the long 20. So pretty good stuff. 128 from Lynch. Very nice. Next one, Opium FC versus the P Emergency. Eric, 122.8 to Kevin Lamb's 109.7. Opium FC, I believe that's a Peaky Blinders pick. I do not watch that show, so I don't understand the opium reference to it, but I'm sure it makes sense. P Emergency, it must have to do with that guy Brian that couldn't hold it on that bus, even though we were driving around for like an hour in circles. But hey, I digress. That guy Brian's got to figure his shit out. Eric, 24 and 25 out of the Eagles stack. Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown looked phenomenal in that week 1. 155 receiving yards. He didn't even have a touchdown. He got 25.5 points, so that's promising. He had Cordarrelle Patterson on the bench. Absolute machine, 22.6. Cordarrelle the God. We love him over here at the Rival Recap Show. And P Emergency, 109. Nothing too special. Jonathan Taylor did his thing. Herbert was okay, and Michael Thomas did great, but Lamb's got a lot of older players: Zeke, Allen Robinson, Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen, Robert Woods, and it's going to be interesting to see which of them actually pan out because and he had Hot Rod. Hot Rod got cut today. Rodrigo Blankenship. So Kevin Lamb is on the move for a new kicker. Jahan Dotson on his bench, 18 points. Nice stuff. Good stuff from that rookie. Maybe he had 2 touchdowns. So maybe Jahan Dotson works his way into the lineup if Keenan Allen's going to miss some time. I'm really not too sure about that injury. And then the last matchup, guys, the Young Esquires, new name, new logo, league loser last year, Spencer Sklar. Congratulations, bud. It's getting out to a 1-0 start, 113 to getting goopy. Tony Marullo, 91.88 points. 91 is pretty bad, and that's because Cam Akers had 0 points on that Thursday night game. He had 2 carries for 0 yards. Darrell Henderson was commanding the backfield. Who knows what his usage is going to be? I don't know if he's going to make it into Tony's lineup again, other than Jamar Chase at 28.9 points. Phenomenal stuff. Tony really didn't do jack shit. And then Sklar, other side, the 113 is pretty good. You know, it's decent little scoreline. I mean, Jefferson and Pittman, 39 and 27 is phenomenal. His first 2 picks absolutely hit in week 1. 121 receiving yards and touchdown, 184 receiving yards. Justin Jefferson's a freak, 39 points, as I mentioned earlier, or as Brian mentioned earlier, my mistake. He was the high scorer of the week. And then, only 10 out of Lance. Pierce didn't look good, but you have Kareem Hunt on your bench, 23 points. I believe I saw Sklar picked up a quarterback this morning. Oh, no, he has Aaron Rodgers. I think he might be starting him week 2. We'll see if it's Rodgers or Lance. Neither one did well fantasy-wise. But, yeah, guys, that's the matchups. I hope I get welcomed back for week 2 after some interesting Google searches by myself about turtles. And we're going to send it over to Brian with the preview. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan, for an excellent week 1 recap of the matchups. We'll see if we keep you on for week 2 after that debauchery that you did in the beginning. But guys, as always now, we're going to end my portion of the video with a preview of next week's matchups. We'll talk about some historical data. I'm really questioning why I did this because some of my historical data is pretty bad, especially the first few weeks of the season with my matchups. So it gets better for me, guys, I swear. But I am not going to start with myself. I'm going to do myself last again. And we'll start with Joe and Eric, the I Hate Eric Bowl. Eric has taken this 4-2 over the years, and with an average of 130 points to Joe's 111.3. So see if Joe can bring it back and try and make this historical matchup a little more competitive, because this is the rivalry week, right, guys? I mean, this is one of the former championship matchups, I believe. Did Joe and Eric ever play in the championship? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. Next one, Tony and Ortiz, the the Wrestling Bowl? I don't know. They wrestled last year at the draft. I don't know. Everything doesn't have to have a name, but if you want one submitted, I can mention it next week. Ortiz 4-2 over Tony over the years. 119 for Ortiz, 105 for Tony. Next one, Weston and Lamb. Weston 3-2 over the years over Lamb. Weston averaging 132 points. Lamb averaging 121. Next matchup, Rast and Lynch. As always, Rast is going to have the least data, as this is only year 4 for him in the league. This is the Flannery O'Connor Bowl. These guys were freshman year roommates. Lynch takes it so far 2-1, 118 to Rast 110. Next one, Johnny and Christian. This I know was a former championship matchup. And Christian over the years, and keep in mind these stats that I'm giving regular season only. Christian over Johnny, 4-3 over the years. They have had 7 matchups, and here's year 8. Johnny's trying to pull it back, but Christian is up 4-3, 130.9 for Christian, 113.7 for Johnny. Next one, Charlie Ian, another former championship matchup. This one I'm also sure of. Ian, this is another one that's gone 7, also regular season only. Ian, 4-3 over Charlie over the years, 121.07 to 109.6 for Charlie. So another one where Charlie's trying to bring it back and make it 4-4. Last one, me and Sklar, the Mets Bowl. Yeah, apparently the first 2 people I played this season, I am historically 1-5 against. So yes, I am 1-5 against Spencer. He has taken me 5 times. Sklar averages 127.5. I average 114.3. Brutal. I was unable to try and rectify it against Joe last week, as I am now 1-6 against him. So hopefully I do not suffer the same fate and fall to 1-6 against Sklar as well in the Mets Bowl. Guys, I am not good at any of these bowls, clearly. I think I was looking at it. The guys that I do well against, I don't have a name for that. And the guys that I do absolutely fucking horrible against over the years, apparently we've created names for. So it must be fun beating me and coming up with a name for it. Anyway, that's all I got today. We're going to send it over to that other show, something with that guy Joe. Whatever he's got to say. I don't know if we're going to see Cranky Joe again. I'm a little reluctant to help this guy out after he absolutely squatted down and shit all over me last week in his video and in our fantasy matchup. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't have voted Joe worst team at the draft just to purely spite him, and he must have relayed that message to his players because they just crapped all over me. Anyway, without further ado, we'll send it over to Joe. Have a great week, guys. Hopefully week 2 is better for those of us that lost, and thank you for tuning in.
I went to this Mexican restaurant on Friday night called La Contenta Oeste. It was one of those restaurants that at the hostess, they give out like these free matches with the name of the restaurant on it. I was like, oh, that's delightful. I host a fantasy football show where I light matches to start it off. I'll come back. Gentlemen, welcome back to Safe Space. And what I just did is what we call in the media burying the lead, because we are going to start off by talking about Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants. And no, this isn't going to be this whole rant where I call a bunch of you idiots and morons for trashing the Saquon pick or trashing my team because of the Saquon pick. I think what this really is the realization and true life of being a Giants fan. As you all know, I'm a Saquon ride or die guy. He's been my guy since day one. And to be honest, it's been like extremely frustrating and saddening to see his career because he's so obvious, like a generational talent who can do everything and does everything he's asked for. And his career has been marred by these unfortunate injuries and also a fucking incompetent front office and the dumbest, most simplest offensive scheme there is in the league. And really, like, going into this year, like, my own personal thoughts was, oh, he's in a contract year, they probably won't re-sign him, and, you know, we fucking wasted it, because you look at these running backs' careers, and by a blink of the eye, it's gone. So me personally, this weekend, like, forget the win, the fantasy points, it was fucking awesome to see Saquon Barkley back, and it was also fucking awesome, in the greater scheme of things, to see the fucking Giants win, because for the first time since fucking 2016, since the first season of this fantasy league, the New York Giants at one point are above 500. And I'm not like overreacting and saying, oh, like Giants playoffs, whatever. I still kind of think Daniel Jones sucks. But for the first time in a while, this Sunday, I just felt happiness as a Giants fan. And it was fucking awesome. I'm in an excellent mood this week. A little cranky last week. Told you all I was moody. But with that, boys, let's get to the safe space topics. All right. Can someone tell me how we start off safe space episodes? You fucking know. Best team, worst team. First best team in the season. It is. They bumped him up. They bumped him up the polls for rivalry week. Eric fucking Olsen. Wow, we haven't heard that name in a few years, eh? Let's go to Eric's team. He changed from the Dirty Birds, which I am glad he did. Opium FC. I assume that's something to do with him giving opium to people as a emergency room, whatever you do. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, the Eagle stack, 1 for 1, looking very good. Eckler didn't have a good game, but you know, whenever your first round pick doesn't have a good game and you still win, great sign. Gabe Davis looked good. Mark Andrews also didn't have a good first 2 picks, didn't even do good, and he won. Eric, very solid team. Pollard might not be your flex guy, but you have Cordarrelle on the bench who you could throw in. You have Jeff Wilson. You have Jeff Wilson who you could throw in. So yeah, your team's looking solid. We'll see how rivalry week goes. Worst team. I think this is unprecedented. This has to be unprecedented. Within 1 week, the league votes James Ortiz best team in the league. And after week 1, the preseason polls have shot him from the number 1 seed to unranked worst team, James Ortiz. There were some good comments, so I wrote down these comments. Kamara and Jones looks like they're not going to get the same usage as past years. The worst receiving core in the league, no tight end. Almost 40% of his points came from Josh Allen. What a fucking stat. Yikes. I thought to myself as I scrolled through these matchups, someone is going to have a pretty bad scoreline that's got to be worse than Ortiz. No one did. I think I saw Darnell Mooney collecting tickets at a turnstile during part of that Bears game. The name is horrendous, and the wide receivers are so low upside with their QB situations, and for Hollywood, the impending return of Hopkins. In his last situations from fucking Ortiz, holy shit, my team looks real bad. My wide receivers are a problem. Let's unpack this. We'll start with the team name. I think I've mentioned this plenty of times. I hate fucking player puns as team names. But even more so when you pick a fucking middling player that you might drop in like week 6 Ortiz. Darnell Mooney is fucking below average, and you're giving a below average stink to your team. What's your team name? What is your team name? Oh, fuck, I sound stupid because I was just talking about his team name. Mooney Tunes. Oh, disgusting. Doesn't even break 85 this week. Let's go to the wide receivers. Mooney, 1.8 points. Gesicki, 1.1 points. Amari Cooper, 4.7. Listen. I told you all last week when he was voted best team. I didn't even think his team was that good. You come to this program for the truth. I give you the truth last week. I don't know, Ortiz. I would like to go back to Ortiz's comment. Holy shit, my team looks real bad. Bold prediction from me. James might start 0-6. He won't make a fucking trade. This is his team for the fucking season. Guy's still scared to make a trade. Let's get to the polls, boys. Let's get to the fucking polls. Our week 1 poll is, I think I do this every year. What are your week 1 overreactions? I have 2. We'll start with me. We'll start with why I did this poll. This morning, 6:30 a.m., first thing I did when I woke up, I looked at the Giants schedule and I was like, oh my God, next 3 games are at home. We have Carolina, Dallas with no Dak, and the Bears. Giants are going to fucking start 4-0. And then I said, yo, chill, Narduli. Giants kind of fucking still suck. So I am overreacting myself. We're going to take this one game at a time. I'm enjoying this week. I'm enjoying being over 500. I'm enjoying Saquon having one great season or one great week. I'm really fucking hoping he just stays healthy. And well, it's a week by week. My second overreaction, I think Julio Jones might be back. He looked fucking good at the Bucks. fucking Godwin's going to miss a few weeks because he pulled his hammy. I was reading some stat on Twitter that said like Julio Jones clocked his like fastest time on a football field since like 2020. I don't know. I think the fucking Tennessee season last year might have just been weird, and he might find fresh legs and new life with old Tommy boy and TB12 method. But yeah, Weston, that might be a bright spot for you. We'll get to your team, Weston. Now actually, Weston's overreaction. Devontae Smith, Kadarius Toney, and Mike Williams are on the block. Well, you could just start Julio. Looking for a backup QB. You should text Charlie. Yeah, Weston's team, the Tokyo Knights, just an all-time bad performance from wide receivers. Mike Williams. I had Mike Williams last year. The Mike Williams experience is a fucking roller coaster because he either puts up less than 5 points or 25 and up points, and there's no fucking in between. This week, 3 points. Kadarius Toney, he's in the doghouse for Dable. Didn't get one target, but had a couple rushes, 2.3 points. Cortland Sutton right now, I'm filming us at halftime, only has 4 points, 1 catch. And Devontae Smith, he goose egg. So, yeah, Weston, that might be the worst first 4 receiver picks, at least for a week 1 performance I've ever seen. I think Julio should see your starting lineup this week, and Javonte right now looks awesome, so that's a bright spot. Next one, I'm fully believing in Clyde after this game, hoping he can be used well all year, but there will likely be dry weeks. Yeah, Lynch, I believe, has come from, has Clyde. Clyde had a great game. I don't know, how many players break out in year 3? I think it's got to be a rarity, but who knows? That offense could be a steal, Lynch. Anyone connected to the Lions offense is good for 15 points a game. So Amon Ra St. Brown, or as some people call him, a moron St. Brown, had a good week. DeAndre Swift had a good week. I even think Jamal Williams had a decent week. Hawkinson, did he have a good week? Probably. They scored like 35 points. Charlie, maybe you should pick up Jared Goff to be your 4th QB. Patriots offense looks dog. D-O-G. I'm not up to the slang term, dog. I've seen the memes. You got that dog in you. I think this is a negative. I just don't know. Maybe it was a spelling mistake in the text message. The Cowboys finished with the worst record in the NFL. I can't remember a worse offensive performance. You must not have been watching a lot of New York football the last few years. The Cowboys are hot garbage and will come in last in the NFC East. Yeah, fuck the Cowboys. I think we're kind of weird. We have no Cowboy fans in this league, but fuck the Cowboys. We can unite on that. The Cardinals put up the worst statistical defensive season in history, and Hollywood has a mental breakdown by week 12. I think the Cardinals are this season's in-season Hard Knocks team, and if it's just a disaster, that could be juicy. Whatever you say about Saquon, your own team, and whatever anyone says about my team, this was from Charlie. He's clearly still fucking sensitive from being voted worst team last week, and his team put up a fucking sticker. What's his team name? I gotta get these team names down there, Julie. If the season started. He's still Darnell Palmer. Ass team name. Yeah. I made a mistake last week. I was shitting on Charlie because he picked Travis Etienne. I said in the 3rd round. He actually picked him in the fucking 2nd. Charlie, your team sucks. Justin Jefferson and Michael Pittman combined for 270 total catches. Honestly, this might not even be a fucking overreaction. Jefferson might catch like 160 balls and like Pittman could catch 110. This is believable. I think I overreacted to over-selecting J.K. Dobbins at the draft. The Ravens' run game looks stagnant, and they need a serious spark. Kenyon Drake will be a free agent soon enough, and J.K. Dobbins will be a crucial part of the Ravens' success. Guess who this came from? Ian. Just because the Ravens' run game didn't look good against the Jets doesn't mean Dobbins will make it look good, but I guess it's a point of optimism, and you'll need it because Elijah Mitchell is going to miss some time. Jets might be better than the Pats. Jets look rough this weekend, but so do the Pats. Welcome to the Joe Judge experience, Pats fans. You'll want to kill yourself. Kevin taking Michael Thomas in the 6th round might prove to be one of the best picks of the year. What's funny about the submission is it came from James Ortiz, and as I have prefaced multiple times on this fucking show, James Ortiz just loves Kevin. I could actually see at Kevin's wedding this weekend at the church ceremony when the whatever priest goes like, "Oh, does anyone have any objections?" James Ortiz raises his hand and confesses his love to Kevin. Last one. Don't really have one for this. It's only week 1. No need to panic yet. Although 3 of top 4 picks having some sort of injury, so that's always fun. This is from Marsh, who I beat in the content poll this week. Now have a 6-1 record about him. I actually think Marsh's team is good. My team went off this week, so he kind of just got the short end of the stick, and his team had a couple injuries. He did have like 30-plus points from defense and kicker, which, things even out. But Brian, I saw on your video last week, you said, "Oh, I'll fucking address Cranky Joe in my video." Did he address it? He probably didn't fucking address it. Brian, let me just tell you this. The content bowl, it's not a bowl game for me. It's like when fucking Alabama, it's a tune-up game. Alabama, they pay Alabama State to drive down to Birmingham and get their fucking ass beat. And that's what I do for you. You start me out every week. You're fucking Alabama State, Brian. I do think you have a decent team this year, so maybe you'll make the playoffs. And I'd love to see them. Safe space submissions. Let's roll. Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. What's the score? 17-13. How do we end safe space every week? We end it with some safe space submissions. Boys, week 2 is rivalry week for me between Eric and I, hence why I'm wearing the shirt. Let's read Eric's submission, should we? We'll see how this Giants offense looks once the league gets the film. What a fucking comment that is. Once the league gets the film. Alphas on both sides in this one, but I don't think your wide receivers can match up with mine this week, especially with the Keenan Allen injury. Eric, I don't have fucking Keenan Allen. And the Ravens versus Dolphins matchup. 2 great secondaries. Okay. Eric, I'd like to pause here and do a new segment on Safe Space. The Ian Jones Memorial, most annoying in the group chat this past Sunday. And that goes to Eric Olson, because as you all know, I think there are a lot of things you could poke fun at. There's not a lot of like, hey, don't go. One thing I don't fucking like when people do is just like throw injuries in people's faces, because that sucks. So what does fucking Eric Olson do yesterday? He sees Elijah Mitchell get hurt, screenshots it, sends in the group, then fucking sends in a screenshot of how he picked up Jeff Wilson last week like he's some fucking prophet. What the fuck, Eric? Nobody gives a fuck you picked up. You think Jeff Wilson's gonna move the fucking needle for you, dude? Dude, fucking that guy has a name that sounds like he was a creative player on fucking Madden. Fucking Eric, dude. Eric, you're a fucking little boy, and I'm gonna fucking slap you around this fucking weekend. Christ. Enjoy your fucking 1 week as best team. Getting Goopy. Getting Goopy might be the worst team name in the league. Such a stupid name. Should be an easy bounce back game for my team to get back on track and in the win column. Tony's team getting Goopy? Believe so. Tony, I think one of my favorite all-time team names was the Circle Guys, and I kind of just wish Tony stuck with that the last few years. Lamb, not bringing a wedding gift, but I'll start Mike Williams and Devontae Smith for you. Tell Debo's bike rentals to watch the Monday Night Football game to see if Russell and Jerry Jeudy connect. They did, 68-yard touchdown. Then we'll know if he should be afraid of my team. I kind of like this, like, look into the future, and I'm the future now. Yes, Rast, you should be afraid of Lynch's team. A big week for Joey. Highest scoring team, Saquon returning to form, and the first Giant Week 1 win in 6 years. Fuck yeah. Hopefully JN learned some lessons last year when he tongue punched the league with self-praise before losing to Tony. I like the term tongue punched. I've never heard that before. Listen, this fucking program wouldn't get clicks if I ain't stirred a straw. Stir a pot once every few weeks. Chill with the sensitivity. I have almonds in my throat. I ate fucking almonds before filming this. I've seen bad teams before. I've had 2 come in last place, and my current roster reminds me of my previous thinkers. No identity, no real horsepower. I've made some real mistakes. This comes from Anthony Marullo, or maybe I'll mispronounce his last name, Marullo, like he fucking did all draft weekend to me. But Tony, your team name is getting goopy. Brady, Fournette, Cam Akers is looking like the worst pick in the draft so far. Hunter Renfrow, voted best pick of the draft so far, 5 points. Jamar Chase had a great game, but yeah, besides Tony, I'm going to use one of the terms that you coined. You don't have many get-off guys, or go-off guys, besides Jamar Chase. You know what's something weird? I feel like Jamar Chase should be on Christian's team, and Derrick Henry should be on your team. So you guys should work something out. Maybe you'll like your roster better. Happy Flannery O'Connor Bowl week to Lynch. That's from Rast Lynch, freshman year roommates. Excited to play in the Mets Bowl against one of the one and only Brian Marsh. Just a couple of guys with what seems to be very promising teams. Promising like the Mets this year. Sklar, the Mets Jets Bowl. Might as well rename it to the No RB Bowl. Look forward to a fun matchup. JJ can't get 39 every week. He might get there. He's that good. Football season, Ian Jones Snap/Insta stories are back, and I don't like it. He also wears the same Maryland polo everywhere he goes. See, this is why I named it the Ian Jones Memorial, most annoying in the group chat on Sunday. Also, side note on the Maryland polo, so I wore it on draft weekend. Ian sent a picture of himself wearing it on Thursday night. Then he comes up for the Jets-Ravens game, and we hang out on fucking Saturday. And guess what he's wearing? The fucking Maryland polo. It's a cartoon character that could wear the same outfit every day. 2 more. No further comments at this time. That's from Charlie, because his team sucks. And last one. Johnny is adorable when his team is so bad. Johnny, what did you do this week? Victims of the night, 101. That's fine. Got shut out by Irv Smith. Mike Evans, greatest receiver since Jerry Rice per John Sedano. 18 points, that's all. Yeah, Johnny will probably sneak in to be a 7-8 seed like he is every year. Gentlemen, week 1, the books, it was fucking fantastic for me. I hope week 2 is just as well. I will see most of you at Kevin's wedding. Godspeed.